he said of all the people that he brought up out of the land of Egypt. Give me that in Exodus chapter 1 and verse 7. Right, he said, of all the families of the earth, you only have I known. Of the people he brought up out of the land of Egypt. So who did he bring out of Egypt?
That's right.
It's the book of Exodus, chapter 1 and verse 7. And the children of Israel were fruitful and increased abundantly and multiplied.
That's who was in Egypt, the children of Israel. They increased and multiplied abundantly. Go ahead.
And waxed exceedingly mighty, and the land was filled with them.
The land was filled with Israel when we was in the land of Egypt. Right? Go ahead.
And it reads, now there arose up a new king over Egypt, which knew not Joseph.
There was a new king in Egypt that didn't know our forefather Joseph.
And he said unto his people, behold, the people of the children of Israel are more mightier than we.
Right? So, children of Israel, the Lord blessed us with that. Give me that in Hosea chapter 1 and verse 10. The Lord blessed us with the ability to multiply and be more and mightier than all the other nations of people. That's the same way you see today, right? I was looking at a documentary O.J. Simpson on Netflix, and it was talking about how in California the population of the so-called blacks increased. It went from like 80% to like 600% in a matter of years. That's crazy, right? Because the Lord said this. Read what you got.
Hosea 1 and 10. Yet the number of the children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea.
What did it say? Read it again.
Yet the number of the children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea.
You can't count the sand of the sea, man. So all this talk about us being a minority, us being the fewest of the, hey, that's Esau actually is the minority, man. He's the least of all the flock of the heathen, right? Out of all the other heathen, the Hamites, the Japhites, Esau is the least of them, right? Keep going on what you got.
First, I'm going to restart again. The children of Israel were fruitful and increased abundantly and multiplied and waxed exceedingly and mighty, and the land was filled with them.
Right, so hold on, give me that in Genesis. You can hold that in we're gonna come back though. Give me that in Genesis chapter 1 and verse, I think it's 26. Be fruitful and multiply, right? Because the Lord told us to do that from the beginning. You got it?
The book of Genesis chapter 1 verse 26. And God said, let us make man in our image.
God said we're gonna create man in our image. Our, talking about him and Yahweh Shai. Right, go ahead.
And God said, let us make man in our image, after our likeness.
And in the likeness of God, he made the first man. Go ahead.
And let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle. And
that means we're supposed to rule everything. You're not supposed to see a lion and be afraid. You're not supposed to see a bear and get timid, right? Because you're supposed to have dominion over these things. Go ahead.
And over all the earth. And over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth. So God created man in his own image. In the image of God created he him. Male and female created he them.
He made male and female, right? He didn't make you a transvestite, a transgender. He made you male or female. You got people saying, well, what if you're born a hermaphrodite? You got a vagina and a penis, right? But you know what the sex is because you only got one set of reproductive organs. You either got ovaries or you got testicles. Right, but the point is, Lord made man and female. Right, go ahead.
Verse number 28. And God blessed them. And God said unto them, be fruitful and multiply.
Now it said God blessed them. And what did he say?
Be fruitful and multiply.
So it's a blessing to be fruitful and to multiply, right? You should want to have as many children as you can. Because when you go back to the way that they dealing with us in Egypt, go back to where you was at in Exodus.
In verse 9, he said unto this, start again. Verse 7, and the children of Israel were fruitful and increased abundantly and multiplied.
So this was part of the blessing that was extended to Adam, that passed on to Abraham, which passed on to Shem, which passed on to Isaac, which passed to Jacob, right? We were fruitful and multiplied. Go ahead.
And waxed exceedingly mighty, and the land was filled with them. And now there arose up a new king over Egypt, which knew not Joseph. And he said unto his people, behold, the people of the children of Israel are more mightier than we. Come on, let us wisely with them.
What did he say? Let us what?
Come on, let us deal wisely with them.
So how this the king of Egypt today, right? Give me that in Revelations 11 and 8. He said, come on, let us deal wisely with them. How they dealing wisely with us today? They giving our women the plan B, right? They telling you to use all these contraceptives. They putting abortion clinics in our neighborhoods. They still dealing wisely with us because we still in Egypt. Read what you got.
The book of Revelation 11 and 8. And their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt.
It's spiritually called Sodom and Egypt here. So they still dealing wisely with us. It's just now they dealing with us in a spiritual way, in a wise manner, right? They telling you, hey, they making it so hard to survive in this world that you don't want to have kids, man. Like, hey, we used to have big families. It used to be normal for a family to be a family of 10, family of 12. My granny had 12 kids, right? Now, today, they just want a boy and a girl. They want to stop right there, right? That's back to them dealing wisely with us, right? Keep going, what you got?
And he said unto his people, behold, the people of the children of Israel are more and mightier than we. The children of Israel are more and mightier than we. Come on, let us deal wisely with them, lest they multiply. And it come to pass that when there falleth out any war, they join also into our enemies and fight against us. So get them up out of the land.
Right, and that's what they've been trying to do ever since. Get us up out of the land. But they, at the same time, they got a conflict of interest because they need us here because we do the most work. We don't own anything, right? If we own businesses, we still got to give a portion of that to our oppressors, right? So it said, let us deal wisely with them and let's make it so that they don't want to multiply as much as they are doing, right? You got something? Read what you got.
Psalm chapter 83, verse 2. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult.
See, our enemies are they talking about us, right? Behind closed doors, they talking about the children of Israel. When you see the images of them sitting at them big round tables with the soups on, all the nations got a seat at that table but Israel, right? Go ahead.
Verse 2, for lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head.
What they're going into, they've gotten very prideful, right? They think that they could just do whatever they want, say whatever they want, deal wisely with the children of Israel, and that the Lord ain't gonna say nothing about it, right? Keep going on what you got.
Verse 11, therefore they did set over them taskmasters
Nah, you good, 11.
Therefore, they did set over them taskmasters to afflict them with their burdens.
Right, so the taskmasters was our own people, right? That's similar to what you got today. You got so-called black men that become Masons, right? To get in the Masonic lot. All their job is to keep tabs and watch over our own people. They watching us, they may come around, act like they our friend. Hey, some of them might even join our camp without us knowing, right? But they the taskmasters today. Their job is to watch us and report back to our oppressors, right? Keep going.
And
you can read 11 again.
Therefore, they did set over them taskmasters to afflict them with their burdens, and they built for Pharaoh treasure cities, Bithom and Ramses. But the more they afflicted them, the more they multiplied and grew.
Right, so we built the treasure cities that you see in Egypt, the Valley of the Kings, the pyramids, all that stuff that you see over there. We built that. That's the answer to the question. We built all that stuff. But the more they afflicted us, the more we multiplied. Right? Now watch how they deal wisely with us. Go ahead.
Multiplied and grew, and they grieved because of the children of Israel.
They what?
And they grieved, and they were grieved because of the children of Israel.
What that mean? The more they seen us, the more they seen your black face and your big lips, hey, they was grieved over that, man. Because they know even the Africans know that it's a difference between us and them. They know we're not the same people. Even though we both melanated, they will still grieve to see us. And that's an issue, right? That should let you know something. You a set apart people, Israel. God chose you to be above everybody. So what that means? You're going to get hatred everywhere you go. You supposed to get the hatred and the oppression, right? Keep going on.
And the Egyptians made the children of Israel to serve with rigor. rigor, and they made their lives bitter with hard bondage.
And that's what we doing today, man. We got bitter. Our lives are bitter, a lot of us, man. We working most of our life and still don't got enough to survive. That's a bitter life, man, to work hard, to go to a job 40, 50, 60, 70 hours, you working a week, and you still don't got enough. You still worried about making ends meet, right? Keep going.
And in mortar and in brick and in all manner of service in the field.
Mortar and in brick, the bricks for the pyramids, right? Go ahead.
And all this service, when they were made them serve, was the right. And the king of Egypt spake to the Hebrew midwives.
So to make our lives hard with rigor wasn't enough, because we were still being fruitful and multiplying. So the king had to speak to the midwives, right? Go ahead.
Of which the name of the one was Shiphrah, and the name of the other Puah. And he said, when ye do the office of a midwife,
when you give birth, right, for these pregnant Hebrew women, go ahead,
to the Hebrew women, and to see them upon the stools,
because our women used to give birth on stools. There was no such thing as giving birth laying on your back, trying to push a baby out. That's odd, right? It's normal to us today, but the women would sit on a birthing stool, kind of like what you see a commode or a toilet, and they would give birth that way and let the gravity pull the baby down, right? A lot of the babies come out traumatized. They go through all kind of traumatic births because you're making the women lay on their back and try to give birth to a child. But we knew better back then, right? That goes back to these heathen dealing wisely with us, right? Go ahead.
And see them upon the stools. And if it be a son, then ye shall kill him.
I say if it be a son, then you shall what?
Ye shall kill him.
Why I say kill him if he's a son, right? Give me Numbers 1 and 18. It say, if it be a son, then you shall kill him. Because they keep in mind, they're dealing wisely with the children of Israel. Their whole objective is to get us up out of the land. Right? Read what you got.
The book of Numbers, chapter 1, verse 18. And they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month. And they declared their pedigrees after their families by the house of their fathers.
So you declare your pedigree after your father, right? That's who determines your lineage. Give me Ezra. Right? Ezra, chapter 2 and verse 59. You declare your pedigree by the house of your father. Read what you had in Exodus again. It said if it be a male.
And if it be a son, then ye shall kill him.
It say if it be a son, then you shall kill him, because you keep the lineage going by the house of your father, by the male seed, right? You can put a seed in any type of soil. It's still going to be the seed that was planted, right? So it don't matter. The woman is the soil. You can plant that male seed in any race woman. Now she gonna take on some of the genetics of the woman, but it's still gonna be what that father is, right? Read what you got.
Ezra 2, verse 59. And these were they which went up from Telmah and Tel-Harsa, Shur, Adan, and Immer, but they could not shew their father's house.
So this is dealing with, right, with these men that was wanting to be priests, and they could not show their father's house, right? Watch what happened.
And their seed, whether they were of Israel.
See that? Your seed comes from your father. So these men couldn't show their seed whether they were of Israel or not, right? Now watch what happens because they couldn't show their father's house.
The children of Deliah, the children of Tobiah, the children of Nakoda, 652, and of the children of the priests, the children of Habiah, the children of Kars, the children of Barzillai, which took a wife of the daughters of Barzillai, the Gileadite, and was called after their name.
Right, read on.
These sought their register among those that were reckoned by genealogy, but they were not found. Therefore were they as polluted.
So they were what?
Polluted.
Right, read on.
Put from the priesthood.
Because they couldn't show their father's house. So your father, knowing your father's lineage, has a lot it's everything when it comes to determining your seed, right? So what does that mean for us spiritually today? Give me Romans 8 and 16. Give me John 8 and 43, right? You have to understand the seed that you come from. What house do you come from, right? Because you got two houses that you could come from. The house of the Most High God, or you could come from the house of Satan. Right? Read what you got.
Romans 8:16. The Spirit itself bears witness with our spirit
What it bear witness of?
that we are the children of God.
How we are the children of God? Read on.
And if then heirs of God and joint heirs with Christ.
Right? So if you a child of God, that means that you an heir with the Son of God, Yahweh Shah, who the world calls Jesus Christ. Right? Read on.
If so be that we suffer with him.
That's the only way you can be a child of God. You gotta suffer with his son. Right? Read what you got.
This the book of John chapter 8 and verse 44. Ye are of,
That's good.
ye are of your father the devil,
So some people are of their father, the devil. Right? Read on.
and the lust of your father ye will do.
And you're gonna do whatever your father is, right? You are who your father is, going back to Numbers 1 and 18. So it's no different in a carnal sense. It's the same sense in the spirit, right? You are who your father is. You're gonna do the things your father does. Read on.
He was a murderer from the beginning.
What did it say?
He was a murderer from the beginning.
Because he had that hatred in him from the beginning, right? So if you got that hatred in you today, you best get that thing about you, or you are of your father the devil. Now that's easier said than done, right? Hey, I'm struggling with that. I'm dealing with that. I gotta purge that up out of me right now, right? And the best thing you can do is be honest with yourself in this thing and don't fool you, because you can fool man, but you can't fool the Lord, right? Read on.
And he was a murderer from the beginning, and abide not in the truth, because there is no truth in him.
Let's say there's no truth in the children of the devil, right? You got something? What you looking for?
Hold on, stop it. It was in John. What you looking for? It's like children of children of the Lord, the manifested children. Yeah.
That's all right. Go to Sirach 10 and 19, right? Because you got children of the Lord and children of the devil, and it says because you're a child of the devil if there's no truth in you, right? Give me that truth in Psalms 119 and 142. Read what you got.
Sirach 10 and 19. They that fear the Lord are a sure seed.
It said if you fear the Lord, you are sure seed. You are really a seed of the Most High God. That's plain, right? To fear the Lord, hate evil. If you do go off, if you do sin, you hate that thing, right? You're not indulging in it. You're not just wallowing in your sin, right? You're not letting your sins weigh you down, right? Read on.
They that fear the Lord are a sure seed, and they that love him an honorable plant. They that regard not the law are a dishonorable seed.
Because you are of your father the devil if you don't regard the law, right? Give me that in Proverbs 28 and verse 4. If you don't regard the law, you a dishonorable plant. Right? You can't say I love God, I'm of God, I'm a child of God, but not have regard for God's rules. That's like saying I'm gonna live in my daddy's house, but to hell with his rules. I come in when I want to, I do what I want to, I put my feet up on the table, it don't matter what he say. You wouldn't do that to your carnal father, right? So how much more the most high God, right? Read what you got.
Proverbs chapter 28 verse 4. They that forsake the law praise the wicked.
What it say?
They that forsake the law praise the wicked.
That's plain, read on.
But such as keep the law contend with them.
If you keep the law, you're going to be contending with the wicked, right? You're going to be saying, look, this is off. Don't do this. Look, we can't sin against God in this way. It's going to be something in your spirit that makes you want to contend with the wicked, right? And I says you're a child of the devil because there's no truth in you. Now read what the truth is.
It's the book of Psalms chapter 119 and verse 42. So shall I have wherewith to answer.
142?
Oh, 142?
Yep, 142.
Oh my God.
You good?
Psalms 142?
Yes, sir.
Verse 12? I mean,
Psalms 119 and verse 142.
oh,
There you go, right. You good?
This the book of Psalms chapter 119 verse 142. Thy righteousness is an everlasting righteousness, and thy law is the truth.
It say thy law is the truth, right? So if you are the devil, that means there's no truth in you. That means you have no regard for God's law, right? So you got to choose what side you on in this thing. You got to decide if you want to be of God or of the devil, right? You got something?
Proverbs 6 and 23. For the commandment is a lamp, and
The commandment?
for the commandment is a lamp, and the law is light, and reproofs of instruction are the way of life.
So you gotta, in order to be of God, you gotta love reproof, right? Reproof is not common. It don't feel good, but you gotta love that thing because that's what it said. Those who keep the law contend with the wicked. Somebody's gonna, if you in the truth, somebody's gonna always be contending with you. They're gonna always be reproving you if you going off. If you're not doing what the Most High tells us to do. You're gonna always have somebody saying, hey, look, the Bible say this, man. And if it blesses you if you take their rebuke and make the change that's required. Right? Go ahead. You got something?